Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, so sports concepts and rationalizations coming up your way, Beef.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Is it the love of the game today? Or?
No, we've got a lovely floral arrangement. From our
Taking the
friends at
power
Q and
position of
Flowers.
standing today.
Oh.
Maybe I should do that in ETN.
So you can put some love in your game.
Yeah.
I love our friends at Kuhn Flowers. They do a great job, and it's probably one of the best gifts we give out because, quite frankly, it can take you from the doghouse to the penthouse. Real quick.
Rapid
All
ascension.
Right. Here we go again. The NFL Hall of Fame finalists were announced, and we know some that are going to get in. 15 finalists. I'm disappointed as heck that Freddie T can't get in there.
I think he's 1 year away.
Yeah, I hope he is. I hope he gets in eventually.
And I think his candidacy is just going to get stronger and stronger with every passing year. And I think 10 years from now, Fred Taylor's in the Hall.
Well, I hope so. But anyway, so I expressed my disappointment, but I also expressed my gratitude as Baselli and Leroy Butler both make it. So,
is this a make it or break it year for Tony or no? Can this extend year after year after year after year?
There's an amount of years, but at some point, I mean,
fifth year as a finalist, and
there's only one other offensive lineman who made it.
Who's left? Mawai?
Faneca.
Faneca.
Mawai got in.
Guy.
Hutch got in.
Yeah.
I mean, can we get Tony in? Well, we know Peyton, the sheriff, is going in.
And Charles Woodson's going in. Those are the
only
two.
Charles Woodson is going in.
I think those are the only two definites.
Then everybody else is, to me, dadgum close to being worthy, man. I mean, I don't know.
I think if you make the finalist list, you are worthy.
It was so hard because I wanted to make a case like for Fred and knock somebody down a peg, but you look at all those guys; they're all great players.
Oh yeah,
that's a tough nut to crack.
Like,
I think Leroy has as bad a getting screwed argument as anybody in the history of this.
He just started becoming a finalist.
I mean, he's a 4-time All-Pro. He invented the Lambeau leap. At one point, he was the only defensive back with X amount of sacks and X amount of interceptions. I don't know if that still
Is Jared
stands.
Allen not a Pro Football Hall of Famer? He's 12th all-time in sacks.
I think he is, but I don't think he's a first ballot.
Yeah.
To me. I mean, so that
Rondé Barber, a Hall of Famer?
He doesn't move the needle for me a bit.
Torrey Holt, a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Is he a finalist?
Yeah. Calvin Johnson, a Hall of Famer?
I don't for the life of me, if somebody there with that intrepid group could explain to me Torrey Holt's worthiness over Jimmy Smith's, I'd love to hear it.
How would you differentiate between Clay Matthews and Sam Mills?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, Richard Seymour.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Huh? Zach Thomas.
I thought he went in already.
No. Reggie Wayne. I mean, those are your finalists.
He doesn't feel like it either. I mean, the problem with Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt is you're getting into the bridesmaid of guys that already are in.
Then you have Tom.
Isaac Bruce is already in.
Then you have Tom Flores, Bill Nunn, and Drew Pearson finalists in the coach, contributor, and senior categories.
Now, do they compete against Tony for spots or are those extras?
I think they're extras.
I think they are too.
But
Flores should be in. That's weak. He's got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And when he retired, there'd only been about 30 Super Bowls.
Should already been in.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But
when does Tom become eligible?
I don't think him being with the Jags is.
Yeah, I mean.
So how long has he been away from? This his 4th year from coaching?
I think it's more than that, isn't it?
What was his last year in New York?
I mean, he sat out for didn't he sit out for at least? I bet you 15 was his last year. 16, 17, 18, 19. So this would be the last season he would become eligible.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He 15 was his last season. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, he should be eligible next year.
I wasn't even positive. I wouldn't have known for sure if I got tested that coaches had to sit out for the 5 years.
I don't think they should, by the way, because they get older and you like them to get in as soon as possible if they're going to. So,
but I mean the Leroy thing doesn't make a lick of sense to me, and I get it's easy to get frustrated with that group of guys. I threw this by Beef earlier. I mean, would it be such a terrible idea to have a rotating group of evaluators and not have the same exact eyes and ears going through the same exact names every year?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how you can 1 year say a guy's not a Hall of Famer and then 2 years later say he is.
Because of the numbers, the way it's presented. Yeah, you have to. I mean, how else do you handle it? Somebody else comes in who
I can find examples though where guys are among the 15 finalists for a few years and don't get in, and then another guy who at the same time wasn't on the 15 finalists is in. I mean, there's just too many with the same 40
Yeah.
guys every year. I mean, how are you differentiate Tony Baselli's candidacy this time around?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not moving the needle with everyone.
Knocking on the door. Keep knocking on the door, Tone.
I'd like to see him get in, obviously. We all would.
Not me.
Yeah. For a lot of reasons.
Of course
just
we
to
would.
get him off our back.
HOF.
It'd be nice and convenient this year with the Hall of Fame, with the announcement just down in Tampa.
Yeah.
It'd be close
For
to
him,
home.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll road trip down there with a group of his buddies where he will ignore us while he parties with his highfalutin friends. And so we'll
National
end up,
guys.
Yeah, so we'll end up, the 6 local guys who went down to support him, we'll end up over at, Hooters.
Couldn't get into the exclusive
He's
Tony
right.
party.
He'll shun us from it.
Oh, no.
In fact, not only can we not get in, he'll make sure that we don't.
Oh, no.
While he rubs elbows with the multimillionaires, we'll be over having a pitcher with a plastic bag of ice in it.
That's okay.
Just my style, baby. That's my speed.
That'll be just fine. But anyway, so good luck to all those, and love to see Tony and Leroy get in, and, who knows?
Sure.
I mean, like I said, I maybe one of them will get in this time, but we shall see. We shall see. But those are
Of all of the crazy stats I've seen this year,
and I've seen some crazy.
and I haven't been aware of all of them, of all the bits of news that I, wasn't completely aware of, I knew Jalen Waddle was a good player, but I was absolutely flabbergasted, shocked when I saw the graphic that when Jalen Waddle went out, he had more receiving yards than Devontae Smith. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, only because Devontae Smith has amassed such a huge total himself.
Well, he took off after Jalen Waddle got hurt.
Yeah.
But Jalen Waddle is a terrific football player and also worthy of.
I tell you what I took. I tell you what else I took out of last night, and just thinking the last 24 ruminating, I like to call it. Is just even more appreciation for what an awesome lightning and bottle year, talent and otherwise for LSU. Because this Alabama team, you could look back on this team from a year ago.
Yeah.
In 10 years, and my gosh, it's probably gonna have 8 Pro Bowlers on it. Crazy.
I told you what I thought. I just thought this machine that Alabama is just rolls and rolls and
Roll Tide.
rolls. I mean, I don't know how you. So anytime you knock them off, it's amazing that they keep saying the dynasty is dead, and it's not. It's not dead whatsoever. And he has put together.
Should the NFL
unbelievable?
Should
program.
the NFL in the postseason amend their policy about how coaches can coach?
How so?
Well, I think if you're in the postseason and one of your coaches, in this case your head coach, tests positive for COVID, then it should be allowed to be in communication with his guys on the field and in the thing. And why can't he go down to Brown's headquarters and quarantine in a room with all the different monitors that the broadcast crews get when they quarantine and call a game, and be in contact with his coaching staff? And why would you not make that amendment? It's the postseason. Wouldn't that be fair? No other team has lost their head coach for reasons beyond their control. I think you ought to be able to have the input of your head coach during the game.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they do in the NFL. I could be speaking out of turn. I just know in college they don't. Remember? Like Saban, he couldn't even be. They had to be off-site somewhere.
It's a disaster in Cleveland. You got the COVID. Now we got drag racers.
Yeah.
we got.
And that Jedrick Wilson had a pretty good year for them, too.
So was Higgins.
Rookie
Higgins been a good player. I've seen him make some catches.
Yeah.
Pulled over just before 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well, you'd like to start your day off fast. They encourage them to play fast. We start fast. You've heard that before.
Police didn't specify how fast either was driving,
Yeah.
so that means they were going in excess
I
of
think, though,
to
be honest with you, when it comes to the danger and the responsibility aspect of it, there's probably no better time for your guys to get nabbed than 9:30 in the morning. Like if it's at 2 a.m. or 11 at night, then it's probably a little bit worse. Of course, the blunt in one of the cars probably didn't help things either.
Higgins went to Twitter and said that his, quote, foot slipped in regard to the drag racing citation before deleting the tweet. Then he posted he was trying to get away from COVID before deleting that tweet as well.
Funny, yeah.
Will said people are blowing it way out of proportion, so... So
did
anyway.
you? Speaking of
trouble in Cleveland, fun times in Cleveland today. Keep going.
Speaking of tweet deleters, did you see old Kristen Saban was at it?
I
again?
did. I you know what? I this is what I took from that. she gets her daddy's feistiness and competitiveness, clearly. So I don't know, man. I mean, she apologized.
It's way overblown.
Yeah, that's.
Here's what she tweeted, then deleted.
Yeah.
If you're not confident to play, then say it. I call BS on the COVID cases. They're just worried about their QB and want him to have more time to heal. If he's hurt, put in your backup. You didn't see us postpone the rest of the season to wait for Jalen Waddle. Bye.
Oh, that's like what made her hit send on that one? Did she reread that one before she sent it, Beef? You know how sometimes you write one and you go, I'm not going to send this.
Well, the response has been over the top after initially deactivating her Twitter. Then she just
she apologized.
Well, then she just didn't deactivate. She just deleted it all.
Yeah, I'm out.
Every social media. She had something on social media a few years ago. I can't remember the exact issue that it was, but we definitely had a talker in that regard.
Hick, did you see the response from Cardell Jones?
Yes, that was great.
Where he said, "You sure you want to face another backup from Ohio State? You know what happened the last time, right?"
That's terrific. Good answer, Cardell.
Here's what I don't like. Here's what I don't like about her apology and going by. You know, I sincerely regret my choice of reckless words. In no way did I intend to undermine the seriousness of the global pandemic. Who in the world takes that as undermining the seriousness of the global pandemic?
Well, some people did.
Really?
Obviously.
I don't
like to judge people's apologies. If you apologize, I'm fine with it.
No, I'm not judging the apology. I'm judging the veracity of that, calling up that reaction. She's talking specifically. That tweet is about Ohio State trying to push things back so their quarterback can play. It's not about minimizing a global pandemic. It just happens to be the dynamic that we're working between. And Ohio State, the reason this came up is because they had, quote, COVID issues.
Yeah. It is what it. I mean, like I said, I don't know why she sent it. I don't know what made her think send on this, but she said what a lot of people were thinking, though. I promise you that.
I think it's called Sweetwater 420.
I mean, I think a lot of people sat there.
Apple teenies will make you do that sometimes, too.
I think a lot of people were sitting there thinking, because I've seen this, too. Ohio State wants to play the game, but the Big Ten's not sure.
No, the CFP chairman said yesterday, the game is on.
He said yesterday, but it could change. I mean, what if there's and by the way, I would say this, and it's not to get Justin Fields healed up. If we have gone through, not fans, but these teams have gone through hell to get through a season. I mean, it's been challenging to say the least.
For sure.
And I would like to see both teams at full strength as an outsider. So if you got to push it back a week, push it back.
Here's the problem.
I don't care.
Well, here's the issue. The reality is you push it back a week and there's a new 8 guys.
Sure, there could be.
Then you're going to push it back another week and then there's another 10
Sure, there
guys.
could be. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, but I think they're going to go for it and they're going to play. And the other thing is, Ryan Day. I was going to almost call him Jason Day. Ryan Day did a press conference on Monday. And he didn't mention anything about anybody being.
Well, I think it's turned out some of the reporting was false. It's not as big an issue there as it was initially being.
I think Ohio State's dealt with it all season. Obviously,
Right.
They've canceled a couple games, didn't they? So,
at some point, you rifle through your athletes, they get it, and it's gone from them, and they're unlikely to get it again.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, impossibly. You guys okay, both of you today? I know what big KK Kanye fans you are. Apparently this time it's real and it's over. Way outlived the lifespan. I mean, this marriage of convenience for each. Kanye, they literally drove the man crazy. I mean, he hasn't always been, the most stable at times. I mean, we all saw what happened with Tay and what Obama said about that. But the coven absolutely whipped up some sort of potion and made him crazy, crazy. And so now they'll
You're blaming Kim for this.
Oh, not just Kim, the entire coven.
The family.
They'll now circle his carcass and drink his blood.
Beef, can I have some MSL music, please, as I relive some of KK's past romances?
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are reportedly close to divorcing after 6 years of marriage. Yeah, I know. Page 6 is reporting Kardashian had
6 years.
hired divorce attorney Laura Wasser.
Oh, no.
And the couple are in
Not
settlement
Laura.
talks.
Oh.
Yeah, they're keeping it low-key, but they are done, a source has told People magazine. The 40-year-old keeping up with the Kardashian star is prepping for divorce. Kanye knows that she's done. She's had enough, and she told him she wants some space.
May surprise recent Kardashian fans to learn that when the sweet KK was just 19, she eloped with music producer Damon Thomas.
Sure. Already, she showed the proclivity at a young age to make terrible decisions.
Everybody knows how this one ended. Kardashian and Ray J.
Yeah, that's called a sex tape.
Met when she was working for his older sister.
Yeah. Websites you kids won't ever go on. Yeah, this is a woman who amassed her entire fortune by releasing a sex tape when she was like a nobody. There's no celebrity about her.
After Nick,
it's unreal.
After Nick split from Jessica, he jumped in there and went out with KK for a while.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then along came, after he got torched by Mariah, Nick Cannon went on the rebound with KK.
She's a good rebound chick.
Let's not forget the Heisman Trophy winning or not winning Reggie Bush.
Reg.
Yeah,
Had
I
some
remember
time
that.
with
Yeah.
KK. They
New
were
Edge, Reg.
they were on and off for a couple years.
I was going to say that seemed like one of the longer ones. She actually married Chris Humphries. Don't forget.
One of the hot rumors was that she and soccer star Ronaldo hooked up.
Nice. I would
believe
say
she made that sculpture.
if you put an
During-
over-under on the
during
quote,
her vacation to Madrid.
If you put an over-under on the total of, quote, just hookups for KK, what are we at? 100?
Off the board.
100, right?
Former Cowboy receiver Miles Austin spent some time with KK.
That's a real catch.
Michael Copon, One Tree Hill star.
No. First, let me correct you.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a One Tree Hill star.
Not true.
You mean
Great
One
show.
Tree Hill actor.
It's a great show.
There's one guy who you knew was going to get in there at some point. This is not confirmed, but a lot of people do think John Mayer might have been in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's been with everyone.
Oh,
John Mayer's
gosh,
been everywhere.
John Mayer's over-under is the
Everywhere.
only noted celebrity higher than KK's probably.
One of your favorites, Gabriel
Iglesias.
Aubrey. It's spelled two different ways here in the article I'm reading. So,
Solid journalism there.
Coming up next segment, the women she's been with.
of course, there was the marriage with Chris Humphries. That lasted for
Complete with a TV show.
6-7 days.
She's something else, that one.
And then Kanye.
Coven. You really have to blame.
Thank you, Beef. Thank you for
have
that.
to blame the wicked witch of the West, and that's the mom.
The mom.
Chris. She's a terrible
Wow.
influence, a
Momager.
terrible mother.
Speaking of romance,
Yeah.
let's give away some flowers.
She's a terrible mother.
Let's do it, Beef. Let's do caller number 2. You want to get it on with your lady? 641-1010.
Or if you want to send them to Kim,
Or send them to Kim.
the door's open.
It's
641-1010.
Thank you, Kuhn.
You'll get a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. Never been prouder to be part of this.